In this model, we are going to be focusing on cash. Cash is king. Cash is absolutely essential in order to run a business. Revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, cash flow is reality. So the cash is the undefeated king. Cash is the oxygen for your business. Cash is what your company actually breathes. It needs to have oxygen in order to exist. So if you run out of cash, you essentially run out of business, and you definitely don't want that to happen. So there's basically like 3 pillars you need to think about. First of all, growth, profitability, and thirdly, liquidity. These are the three things that you actually need to balance. In order to grow your business, you need cash because, for example, advertising cost is going to be eating cash, and if you're doing something like e-commerce or selling on Amazon, anything like this, dealing with physical products, then that is going to be eating a lot of cash to buy inventory. And so in order to grow in that kind of business, you need to buy a lot of inventory, and you need to do a lot of marketing, which all eat cash. If you are on a very tight, very limited budget, so it's pretty difficult in that kind of business model to grow quickly. Second thing is profitability. I mean, you want to grow, but you will want to grow in such a way that you are not actually making loss. So you always need to take care of profitability. If you are only concerned about the revenue and what kind of numbers you have, then usually what happens is that your profitability is going down the drain. And there's just many things that affect profitability, like for example taxes, all kinds of operational expenses and wages, salaries, and all those things. So if you don't keep eye on profitability, then it's going to be going down. Third thing is liquidity. How much you have assets that can be easily transferred to cash. And for example, inventory is not such. Because for example, let's say you end up in a really tough situation and suddenly you need, let's say 50,000. You don't have that in the bank account, but you do have that in inventory. So in physical products. Does that count? Well, I mean, no, not really, because usually you can't turn that inventory into cash that quickly. So you need to have liquidity. You need to have cash that makes all these things happen, that makes the whole system running. So when you're building your business, when you're growing your business, you need to balance all these 3 things: growth, profitability, and liquidity. If you're only concerned about profitability, then what usually happens is that your growth rate is going to be slowing down. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I mean, that's usually what is going to happen. And on the other hand, if you're only focused on growth, then usually profitability is going to be going down. And same thing with liquidity. I mean, if you're only focused on how much cash you have on the bank account, then what usually happens is that you're not going to be making any investments into your business. You're not going to be buying any inventory and all those things if you are only focused on the cash. So the thing is that you need to keep all these 3 things on your mind. You need to have a healthy balance between these 3 things. If you like this video, then make sure to hit thumbs up and let me know your biggest takeaway. If you need any help in applying these techniques, then just hit the link and sign up for my free training.